Hi everyone, so we're going to go through a couple of examples of how to list the elements of a set when you're given the rule for the set. So for an example like that, it could be say where they say A is defined by the elements X, where -2 is less than X is less than or equal to 8, and X is an element of Z. So in the rule, they tell you what number to start at, what number to end with. That will give you the value for X. And then sometimes you have to do a little bit more to that to find the elements that are actually in that set. So for this case, we are going between -2 and 8. We're not including -2 and we are including 8. So this means that X is made up of the elements -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we can include 0 and the negative numbers because X is an element of our integers, which are positive and negative whole numbers. Now, once you have your elements for X listed, check back up here to see was there anything more you needed to do to get the elements for A. So A is X, so that means the elements for A are also those elements. B is defined by 2x, where -4 is less than or equal to x, is less than or equal to 2. X is an element of our natural numbers. So remember, natural numbers are positive whole numbers. So we say that X is including -4 and including 2, but so that would mean we would have -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. But in actuality, since it's a natural number, anything from 0 down we don't count. So it is actually just 1 and 2. Then we look back to see what was the rule for B. B is 2x, and these are the elements for X. So to get from X to 2x, we have to multiply them by 2. So that means the elements in B are the elements 2 and 4. Let's say that C is defined by the rule 3x plus 2, where -1 is less than x is less than or equal to 4, and x is an element of our integers. So we're not including -1 and we are including 4. So that means x is equal to the elements 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. C, we can see here, is defined by the rule 3x plus 2. So that means to get to C, we take each of the numbers here, multiply them by 3, and then add 2. So 0 times 3 is 0, plus 2 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3, plus 2 is 5. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. And 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So those are your elements for C. Let's say that D is defined by the rule 4x minus 1, where -2 is less than x is less than 2. X is an element of our integers. So between -2 and 2, we're not including -2 and we're not including 2. So that means x are the elements -1, 0, and 1. D was defined by the rule 4x minus 1. So for each of the numbers here, we are going to multiply them by 4 and subtract 1 from it. So that means that D, so -1 times 4 is -4, -4 minus 1 is -5. 0 times 4 is 0, -1 is -1. 1 times 4 is 4, and 4 minus 1 is 3. So sometimes they can give you a question like that and just ask you to list the elements in it. Sometimes they could give you, say, let's say here that A is defined by the rule x, where minus 5 is less than x is less than or equal to 3. X is an element of z. And I don't know why it keeps doing that. B is defined by the rule 2x, where minus 3 is less than x is less than 4. X is an element of z. And from this, they want you to find two things. They want you to find A intersection B and A union B. So when they give you a question like this, first always list the elements in both sets and then work to find their intersections, their unions, or anything else that they're looking for you to do. So for A, we are not including minus 5 and we are including 3. So x are the elements minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And looking back to the rule for A was just x, so that means these are the elements for A as well. Let's have a look for B. For B, we're not including minus 3 and we're not including 4. So x has the elements minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And if you look back to the rule for B is defined by the rule 2x. So each of the numbers here, we are going to multiply by 2. So the elements for B are minus 4, minus 2, 0, 2, 4, and 6. So keeping them there, now we want to find the elements of A intersection B. So remember, the intersection is where they have the same elements. So look back to A and look to B and see what elements are the same there. They both have a minus 4, they both have a minus 2, they both have 0, and they both have 2. So they are the elements that are in both of them. For A union B, so the union combines all of the elements of the two sets. If they have the same element, you don't list that twice. So each element is only put in once, but it's all of the elements in A as well as all of the elements in B. So we have minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6.